Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of My Perspective Podcast with your boy, Big Hawk. Thank you so much for tuning in with me for another great conversation, another great talk. Listen, before we get started, disclaimer, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Just give me my opinion based on what I've been through in life and based on how I see life. Take what I say with a grain of salt. But I hope what I say resonate with you. I hope that it provokes thought, and I also hope that it provokes change. But if not, no harm, no foul. Because guess what? It's just my perspective. Let's get into it. Been thinking. I've heard this before, but it just came up again. I'm hearing it in different talks and different conversations, right? Um, and my question and conversation and talk today is, why do we think the rich and the ultra rich are so bad? Why do we think that you got to be evil or you got to be a bad person to be really, really wealthy, or really, really successful? And I thought about that. I pondered with it, and once upon a time, I thought it. I was once in the church before, and uh, if I'm gonna be quite honest with you, before I got in the church, I was, living better prior to accepting religion. And once I took on religion and followed that pattern of living, Christianity to be exact, I noticed a change in my lifestyle, uh, and I began to question God. God, why do I have to struggle? I'm following you. I'm a believer of your Son, but I don't have a lot. I'm struggling. Where's my abundance? Your word said we're supposed to have life more abundantly. Things of that nature. I said these things, but I tend to struggle financially. It was always a grind. It was always going long periods of time without and get a little something, blow it because you feel you deserve to rejoice, right? So, and that's a really, really strong topic of conversation. It still goes on to this very day. We tend to think, and the Bible speaks about evil appears to be prosperous and things of that nature, right? So I did a study, not a real deep dive, but I just did, a research, a little slight research. I ain't go too deep into it, just real surface level, right? Just for conversation today about uh, some of the most polarizing men um, of our time and why they were perceived to be hated. And I'm talking about the John D. Rockefellers, the Henry Fords, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, even Kanye West, for real high earning guys, even the Jay-Z's or whatever. You know what I'm saying? High earning, high level entrepreneurs, guys with a lot of money, a lot of influence, a lot of substance, right? And they're all, not by everybody, but a lot of people uh, tend to think these guys are bad people. Uh, and I just began to think, why do they? Why is that? Why do we think that way? And so in my study, I got me some notes today. In my studies, it's just a couple of things that all of these guys share um, as it relates to them becoming successful and why they appear to be evil guys or not good dudes. Everybody don't think that, by the way. I'm just talking about the people with the wrong mindset. Uh, with a different mindset. Let me be politically correct. Not with the wrong mindset, with a different mindset. Because it's your choice to think how you want to think, right? But let's get into it. Um, It's about 10 shared success traits that the most polarizing high achievers have. Um, but I'm gonna just give you three, just for time's sake. The first thing that caught my attention, um, their self belief is phenomenal. Their belief in themselves is so great that it's almost delusional thinking. Uh, it's borderline delusional confidence. That's how much they believe in themselves. Uh, so when people doubt you, don't believe you, don't think you have what it takes, but these individuals always go against the grain, always go against all odds, and they bet on themselves. Their self belief is so deep, it comes across as arrogant. It comes across as arrogant. That's how much they believe in themselves, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing. If you don't believe in you, how do you expect me to believe in you? Right? So self belief, self worth is at the forefront of these polarizing, or was at the forefront of these men, these so called perceived polarizing men, mind, is their belief in self. Right? Let's go to another one. It says they believe in themselves so deeply that it looked arrogant. They don't wait for proof from the world. Their belief creates proof. And that shit, that take Bezos, for example. Jeff Bezos started Apple with the e-reader. The e-reader flopped 15 years before Apple became what it is today. But did he give up? No, he believed in his product. He took the failure, the perceived failure, what we perceived as a failure, as feedback. He collected data, went back in the lab. He didn't give up on his belief in his dream. He just adapted, came back out, and the rest is, as they say, history. $400 billion later, he that guy. But it's all because he believed in himself. Uh, they have a high risk tolerance. Man, they believe so much in their dream, so much in their goals, that they'll risk it all to achieve them. They will risk it all to achieve them. Uh, Elon Musk, man, y'all told him he couldn't do the electric car. It wouldn't work. People before him have tried. Some people even say he stole the idea or stole the patent from Africa. Maybe that may very well be true. Excuse my I'm stuttering today. That may very well be true. But he believed in it so much he got it done. Same with Henry Ford. The same with Henry Ford. Um, his engineers told him they couldn't build that V8 engine. He told them to go back and don't come back till they got it done. He wasn't an engineer. He wasn't even a scientist. He just had a dream. He just had a dream. And some people even said he copied the idea from a black family in Detroit who made cars the same time that Ford made cars. It didn't stop him though. He pressed and he pushed until he got that car to the masses, to the public. All because he believed in his dream. He didn't care how he got it. He got it because he believed in himself and he believed in his dream, and they risked everything. They got a high tolerance. They risk it all for what they believed in. These are uh, these are positive traits, whether we believe it or not. These are positive traits. There's a saying I heard a few years ago, and It's kind of it's relevant today. And it goes, it has to work or it has to work. There is no plan B. You got to go all in on your dream. You got to go all in on your dream, and these men do that against all odds. Um, their ability to be by themselves and think independently. They didn't need nobody to validate them. They don't need anybody to validate them. They don't need no uh, uh, choir or no amen corner. They don't follow the trends. They didn't follow popular opinion. They formed their own strategies, their own paths, and their own worldview. They did it by themselves. They went against the grain. These are good traits to have when you want to become successful in whatever area that's in your heart according to your purpose. But these guys are looked at as bad, evil men. They are considered very, very polarizing. These are some of the traits that they have, which are very good traits and very, very necessary to change the trajectory of your life. Very, very resilient. Nothing can stop them. Nothing will stop them. Not lawsuits, not bankruptcies, not bad credit, not failed launches, not relationships, not media attacks, nothing. They take a licking and keep on ticking. What don't kill you make you stronger. These men live that and they exemplify that. Um, these is another good trait to have. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to mess up. You get back up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing forward. Learn from your mistakes and keep moving. Very, very resilient, especially under pressure. Uh, Execution. They don't let fear stop them. They're very, very good at executing their plan. Everybody got ideas, but these men, they execute it. And the 1%, that's what they do best. They execute. They don't care if it don't work. They don't care if the product is not finished. Perfectionism is the number one killer of dreams. It ain't about being perfect. It's about starting it. It's about getting it done. You can work the king side later. You can work the king side along the way. Think about it. You ever bought a product and there was a recall on it as soon as you bought it? They knew it wasn't perfect when they sold it to you, but they'll figure it out down the line. Matter of fact, you buying it, the masses bought it, gave them capital to fix the problem. You see what I'm saying? But the ones who waiting for the perfect moment, they never do anything because perfectionism is the killer of dreams. Ain't gonna never be perfect. You got to do it. You got to do it scared. You got to do it unsure. You got to do it nervous, but you got to do it and figure it out along the way. This is what successful people do. They have a great ability to adapt. They learn from their mistakes. They adapt and they adjust. These are some of the things. These are the things that the very successful do. These are the things that the very successful do. But we look at them as polarizing. Their vision is bigger than their feelings. When it comes to reaching your goals and reaching your dreams and potential success, you got to remove the feelings. You got to remove your feelings. You, it's okay to have feelings, but you can't live in them. You got to process them and move on from them. Learn from them and move on. You can't just sit and dwell in them. Oh, I failed. I'm not good enough. I can't. I knew I couldn't do it. I wasted all this time and money. No, 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 no. That ain't the way to think. You learn from your mistakes. Failure ain't failure. It's feedback. It's data. You collect the data, evaluate the data, learn from the data, reevaluate, adjust, adapt, and move forward. Try it again and keep trying till you get it right. And keep trying till you get it right. Michael Jordan missed way more game-winning shots than he made, but he practiced every day for that game-winning shot. Just keep at it until you become successful, and then it begins to look natural because you practice and you work and you practice and you work. You never gave up. These guys were relentless in that, and their vision was way, way bigger than their feeling. You have to learn to make decisions based on where you're going, not where you're at the current moment. That's called belief. That's called drive. That's called determination. It ain't about how you feel. It's about what you see. And you want what you see to become tangible. You want what you see to become reality. Their vision was so strong, so strong. Fear didn't stop them. Doubt didn't stop them. Faith didn't stop them or discourage you. Discomfort, they lived in discomfort. They lived in discomfort. If you're going to be great, you're going to be successful, you're going to be uncomfortable a lot because not many people believe in what you're trying to accomplish. So you got to learn to live in discomfort until your dream become reality. These men let execution dictate their emotions. Mindset is the key. One man said, I'd rather be criticized for doing something massive rather than loved for doing nothing. It's the mindset these guys had. They were going to be great at all costs. They was going to achieve success at all costs. They didn't let nothing or nobody stop them or deter them, not even their own selves. And that's most of our problem. We're our own worst critic, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but we're our own worst enemy. That's the problem. These men believed in themselves so much that it looked arrogant, so much that they looked delusional, so much that they were ostracized and criticized, but it didn't stop them. Their belief became reality, and they made believers out of a world of non-believers. And all I'm saying to you today, all I'm saying to us today is, instead of looking at individuals who are successful as bad guys, or you have to be bad to have a good fortune, learn from them. Implement certain characteristic traits in your life and see where you go. Learn how to change your mindset. Learn how to think your way to the next level. Think positive things. Believe in your dream. Don't look for validation. Don't look for reassurance. You got to know within yourself you can do it. Henry Ford said this. He wasn't the smartest man. He just hired the smartest men. It ain't about, do I have what it takes? Do I have the skill set? Do I have the degrees? It's about, do you have the heart? Do you have the belief? Do you have the drive and the determination to get where you're trying to go, to become successful? Hey, greater is he that's in you. God is in each and every one of us. You ain't got to say no sinner's prayer. God is in each and every one of us. We are an extension of our Creator. We are an extension of the power source. You got to act like it. You got to act like it. And you get in your own way because you doubt yourself. It's easier to criticize than to execute. But guess what? Who want to be mediocre? The 1% are the 1% for a reason. because they did what nobody else was willing to do. They didn't mind failing. They didn't mind losing it all. They didn't mind the major setbacks. They were willing, not willing. They did what 99% of the world wasn't willing to do, and that's why they are the elite today. That's why they are the elite today. If you doing it off sheer strength, how long is that gonna last? How long is that gonna last? If you just doing work, if you doing your career, if you doing your purpose off sheer strength, how long is that gonna last? Learn how to use your mind so your purpose can go on autopilot and you can really enjoy the fruits of your labor. But you gotta change your mindset. Let's believe in ourselves. Let's believe in ourselves. That's where it starts at, belief in yourself. I know I talk about having your wife believe in you, having your partner believe in you. That's very, very important. A good partner is also a key to great success. However, you don't need a partner to be successful. You got to have a belief in self. Stop doubting yourself because you don't have the money. Stop doubting yourself because you don't have the looks or the aesthetics. Stop doubting yourself because you don't have the degrees or the certifications. You got the belief and the willpower and the determination and the right mindset. The world will bring it to you. You will figure it out if your belief is what you say it is. I'm going to end it right there. That's it for this episode, this conversation, this great talk. My Perspective Podcast. Till next week. Love y'all. Peace.